Let's go.
You could have been anywhere in the YouTube world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Welcome to Zay Reviews, and another Wednesday has come and gone, so you know what that means. We're tapping into this week's edition of AEW Dynamite, coming live to us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, or should I say, Brittsburg, Pennsylvania. So the night starts off with a instant classic. We get a one-on-one match between Dustin Rhodes and CM Punk. Now both are in-ring vets, both combined with over 50 years in the business, so you know that we were going to get a phenomenal match between these two, and they did not disappoint. One of my favorite spots, man, you thought that Dustin was going to win this match with this one. He would hit the crossroads, a little ode to his brother, and then he would capitalize off of that with a pile driver. But CM Punk would kick out of that. CM Punk would follow up with a roundhouse kick, which would cause Dustin Rhodes to bounce off the ropes. And CM Punk would attempt to follow up with the GTS, but his knee would give out. And before Dustin could follow up with a reversal to that and try to capitalize off of that, CM Punk would flow into like this deep cover, this roll-up pin, and Punk would win with the 1-2-3. Afterwards, we do get a sign of respect between the two. They shake hands, they hug in the ring. Dustin holds up Punk's hand as the crowd chants for both of these guys. And we also get a post-match face-off as CM Punk was leaving the ring. We get interrupted by the AEW World Champion, Hangman Adam Page. Both men stand at the entrance ramp, and both men are standing face to face, so it looks like that Adam Page is putting Adam Cole behind him, and eventually we are gonna get this match between CM Punk and Hangman Page for the AEW World Title. Next, we get a quick backstage segment as Warlow is making his way into the arena. He has been banned from the arena for the past few weeks, but he gets a pass tonight as MJF has paid off Mark Sterling to use the Butcher in a one-on-one match just to cool Warlow's jets. Warlow has been bum rushing every arena he's been in for the past few weeks, just trying to get his hands with MJF. But of course, MJF has been just getting out of the way. He's been able to weasel out of getting attacked by Warlow. But Warlow would be greeted by Smart Mark Sterling, and along with him, he has a squad of security with him. And Smart Mark are reading terms and conditions to Warlow, letting him know that while he's here, he can only change in the closet. He has to be escorted with handcuffs in and out of the ring. And MJF, he sends a little note and he says, "Eat pig." So then the guards escort Warlow off, and we will begin the match later on in the night between Warlow and the Butcher. Next, we get the six-man tag debut of this new stable that William Regal has brought together. We have Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta. Altogether, they are known as the Blackpool Combat Club. And they'll be taking on the team of Lee Moriarty, our hometown guy in this match, and he'll be teaming with Dante Martin and Brock Anderson. Now, Brock, Dante, and Lee, they did get a couple of spots in. They did let the young guys get their shine in, but not much shine. The Blackpool Combat Club putting the hurt on these young guys. At one point in the match towards the end, all three of them started to put the beat down on their respective opponents, but the match will come down to an end when Jon Moxley would hit the paradigm shift on Dante Martin for the 1-2-3, and the Blackpool Combat Club looking real strong together. Next, we cut to a backstage segment as we are joined by the Undisputed Elite, the Young Bucks, Red Dragon, and Adam Cole. All parties involved lost their championship matches over the weekend, so they're all feeling a little down. Kyle saying, "Hey guys, you don't have to be too down. Tonight I'll be facing Jungle Boy one-on-one. I will get this win, and I will advance to the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament." Adam Cole saying that it's time that we show the world that what we can do together. So next week we will have an open challenge where these 5 guys will take on 5 others, and we will have a 10-man tag. So we will be getting the debut of the Undisputed Elite as a united front. Next, we get the announcement that's been hyped up all week. Tony Khan took to Twitter and said to tune into this week's Dynamite because he has a huge announcement for the wrestling world. So Tony Khan takes to the stage and he introduces a representative of New Japan Pro Wrestling. And before these two guys could get to an announcement, they are interrupted by Adam Cole. After we just saw him, Adam Cole graces our screens once again. And he goes to say that AEW will be teaming up with New Japan Pro Wrestling to provide a pay-per-view event called The Forbidden Door. Looks like we'll be getting a NJPW versus AEW pay-per-view, and a lot of dream matches can go down. We could get Jon Moxley versus Okada. We could get Bryan Danielson versus Tanahashi. But with this announcement, they have already started to tease dream matches. We're gonna get a match between Ishii and Adam Cole for a Owen Hart Foundation qualifier. And we also get interrupted by Jay White, where he teases that something's gonna go down between the Bullet Club and the Undisputed Elite. So who knows what we're gonna get with that. Maybe we'll get a big 5-on-5 tag, or maybe they'll all come together. Hopefully we'll get a confrontation between them instead of all of them coming together, but we'll see. I'm very excited that we are gonna get a pay-per-view that's gonna feature both AEW and New Japan, and it's going down in June. Next, we do get the one-on-one match between Warlow and the Butcher. MJF and Shawn Spears are watching from the skybox as Warlow comes down to the ring with that squad of security and handcuffed. He comes out to no music, but to be honest, the way that the crowd was cheering for him, the cheers were enough. It gave him enough momentum, and he was looking strong coming into this match. Once Warlow got that first powerbomb in, you already know, powerbomb symphony, 4 power bombs to the Butcher, and 1, 2, 3, Warlow wins this clean. Afterwards, the security put the handcuffs back on him and they escort Warlow back out of the arena, and he ends up not getting his hands on MJF, so it looks like we are going to wait a little while longer until we get that official match between MJF and Warlow. Next, we get the one-on-one match between Jungle Boy and Kyle O'Reilly. This is a Owen Hart Foundation Tournament qualifying match. Now, we rarely see these both guys in one-on-one action, and it's been a heavy rivalry between Jurassic Express and Red Dragon. Jungle Boy, man, he usually wins his matches. Jungle Boy has an impressive record. If you go and look at his overall AEW record, he rarely loses, but he did lose this match as Kyle O'Reilly would get the victory when he would hit the top rope knee drop to the lower back of Jungle Boy. And he would get the 1, 2, 3, and Kyle O'Reilly will advance to the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. Next, we get the much anticipated AEW Dynamite debut of Hook. Now, Hook made his debut a few months ago on Rampage, and he's made a name for himself over the past few months. And I guess they decided that it's finally time to showcase this man's talent on Dynamite. And it was a pretty quick match, jobber squash. During the match, we do get an interference from Dan Hausen. And Dan Hausen has this weird gimmick where he like points at an opponent and curses him, but apparently this curse has no effect on Hook. Hook is immune to the curse. Hook no-sells the curse. He locks in the red rum submission on the jobber. I'm sorry, I don't know the jobber's name. Clean submission, clean tap out victory for your boy Hook. After the match, Dan Hausen is very frustrated that he has been unable to curse this boy Hook. So he gets into the ring, he takes to the mic, and he says that eventually you will fight Dan Hausen, and the crowd completely pops. So eventually we're gonna get a very interesting one-on-one confrontation between Dan Hausen and Hook. Next, we get an in-ring promo from the brand new TNT champion. Over the weekend, Sammy Guevara got his rematch against Scorpio Sky, and he regained the TNT championship. Now, I completely missed this whole thing. I don't know how it happened, but Sammy and Ty Conte have somehow garnered heel heat. Like, they have real heat. Like, people on the internet are not feeling them. I don't know why. They're just two young people. They're enjoying their time, enjoying their lives. I don't know how this snowballed into a heel gimmick, but I guess art is imitating life. And everybody's been complaining about this couple online, and now they've taken it to the screen. I guess now Ty Conti and Sami Zayn are heels. Sammy goes to say that Ty is the love of his life, and he loves all the fans, and he loves everyone who cheers for them and who supports them. But to all the people who boo them and to all the haters, be mad, stay mad. So it looks like that they're gonna go with the heel couple gimmick with these guys. But not after long, they are interrupted by the men of the year, Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page. Of course, they got Dan Lambert with them. These three, they take to the mic, they run down both Sammy and Ty. This leads to an official rematch being made. Sammy Guevara, Scorpio Sky, they will go one-on-one next week for the TNT championship, and this time it will be in a ladder match. These both guys are some show stealers, very talented individuals, so I know that they are going to have a top quality match next week. Ladder match, one of my favorite gimmicks, so I can't wait till next week. I know they're gonna have one hell of a match. Next, we have another Owen Hart Foundation Tournament qualifying match. This time it's going to be for the women's portion of the tournament. We have Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, going up against Danielle Camilla. What I do like about AEW is the fact that they give individuals a chance. They give these people a chance. I felt like that Vanessa Bourne didn't really get her chance in NXT, and I like what AEW is doing with her, and I like what AEW is doing with Marina Shafir, and I hope that they continue to give these guys who didn't really get a chance in NXT to have a chance in AEW. But this match was not one of those chances. A notable spot is when Danielle used one of the terrible towels, you know, one of those yellow Steelers towels, you know, we're in Pittsburgh. Britt Baker's from Pittsburgh. Britt calls it Britsburg. It's her hometown. The crowd is entirely by her side. Danielle using that towel to smother Britt, getting that heel heat. It was a good spot. I love that spot. But of course, Britt Baker gets the dub. I don't ever remember her losing in Pittsburgh ever. But she would apply the lockjaw submission, and she had on a Steelers glove, a nice touch. But the moment that she locked in the lockjaw, Danielle tapped out immediately, and Britt Baker qualifies for the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. And finally, we get the main event of the night, Andrade versus Darby Allin in a coffin match. Now, these guys have been going at each other's necks for the past couple of months. Every match that they've had has been chaotic, but I feel like that's kind of the vibe that you get whenever you get a Darby Allin match. One of the things that was a highlight for me, it wasn't even any of the guys involved in the match. Look, shout out to both Darby and Andrade. Both talented individuals, but Sting got involved in this match, as well as the rest of the Andrade family office. And it was this spot where they were all fighting in the crowd, and Sting did a diving crossbody to all involved, to Mark Quinn and company, everybody who got caught in that crossbody. It was crazy. I'm like, yo, Sting's like 50 something. So the fact that he's putting himself through that and taking that risk and just doing that spot, more power to him. It was happy to see Sting just have fun. You could tell that Sting just still loves this. It's amazing to see. But eventually the match goes back to being about Andrade and Darby Allin, and the match will come down to an end when Darby would hit that sliding ring tackle into Andrade, knocking Andrade into the coffin. And of course, under the hood of the coffin, there's thumbtacks. You know you gotta dial it up to 11 when it comes to AEW and these gimmick matches. Andrade's assistant tried to avoid it, but eventually Darby Allin would push Andrade's assistant into the coffin with him, slam the coffin door, thumbtacks and all, and Darby Allin would win this coffin match. Looks like he's closing the coffin on this rivalry with Andrade. After the match, as Sting checks on Darby, the Hardys come out and they stand at the ring and they give the team an applause. So I wonder if this is going to be a setup for an eventual tag team match. The Hardy Boys taking on the team of Sting and Darby Allin. Book it. I'm there for it. I will be there front and center. So that was this week's edition of Dynamite. Pretty solid card. A nice setup for next week's card. And AEW, man, they always know how to put on a good show as far as wrestling goes. Their stories can be hit or miss, but you know you're going to get some good quality wrestling whenever you tap into anything AEW does. So that was my review of this week's Dynamite. Thank you so much for following through to the channel once again. And if you haven't already, make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and engage people. Until next time, peace.